Good morning, Custodians, and welcome to video 1 of chapter The Central Islamic Lands. In this video, we will see the various sources that give us a detailed account of the Islam, and we will discuss about Prophet Muhammad. So let's start. The basic records which tell us about the history of the Islamic lands between 600 to 1200 is depending upon the chronicles which were known as Tawarikh, which contain the day-to-day records of the doings of people, the biographies which are also known as Sira, and the records of sayings and doings of Prophet which is known as Hadith, and the various commentaries of the holy book of Muslims, that is Quran Sharif, which is also known as Tafsir. These works were basically produced with the help of large collection of eyewitness reports which were known as akhbars, and mostly these works are found to be written in Arabic, and the best work written in Arabic that tells about the history of Central Islamic lands is the Tarikh of Tabari, which has been translated into English. Apart from this, a few Persian chronicles, they give us detailed account on Iran and Central Asia, but these are very few in number. Actually, these chronicles are the written accounts of the travelers that traveled the Central Islamic lands during the year 600 and 1200. When we see the rise of Islam, it was the period between 612 to 632 that Prophet Muhammad, he came up and he established Islam. We see a very famous saying or ayat in Quran which says La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, which means that God is one or Allah is one, and Rasul is actually the messenger who used to carry the messages of God to this world. Actually, Prophet Muhammad, he preached the worship of one God, that is Allah, and he was also in favor of a membership of a single community of believers, that is Ummah. Now we will see who was Prophet Muhammad and why he said that only a single community of believers should be there. Actually, the Central Islamic lands is all about the Arabs, and the Arabs, they were divided into tribes, and the chief of these tribes were governed by a chief who was elected not on the basis of the family he was born, but he was selected on the basis of the courage, wisdom, and his generosity, that is Murawwa. As these tribes were divided, there were so many tribes, so they were having disputes with among them. These disputes were to be solved by the chief, and these tribes, they also fought for expansion of their uh, area as well as for expansion of their power. So the chief need to be courageous and a well known leader. That's why the chief was elected on the basis of his personal abilities and not on the basis of the family in which he was born. The tribes, they had their own gods or goddesses who were worshipped as an idol, and that idol was known as Sanam. The Arabs, they used to establish the idols of their gods or goddesses in a holy shrine which was known as Kaaba, and these Arabs, they were basically nomads, that is Bedouins, who used to search for green areas of the desert to fulfill their requirement of food, especially the dates and fodder for their camels. Muhammad also was an Arab and he belonged to the Quraysh tribe, and this tribe was basically found in the southern Syria, Mesopotamia and the Arabian Peninsula. The tribal people, they practiced agriculture or they were involved in trade, and then they got settled in the cities. In the holy city of Mecca, Kaaba was the main shrine, or you can say like a temple, where the tribals or the Arab tribes, they used to place the idol of their gods or goddesses which they worshipped. And Mecca was very important city. Why? Because it was actually a signal, or you can say it was a crossroad on trade route between Yemen and Syria. Like we have the in Hindi we say Chauraha. So it was actually a crossroad or Chauraha which was lying on the trade route between Yemen and Syria, and that's why Mecca becomes so important city. Since Mecca was an important city and it came to be somehow related to the religion, so it became a holy and a religious city. That's why violence was totally forbidden and Mecca was declared a sanctuary. And those who visited Mecca, they were protected by the people living there. And even the tribals who were living outside Mecca, they used to go for an annual pilgrimage, like the Muslims once in a year they go for a pilgrimage which is known as Hajj. So the tribals who were living outside Mecca, they used to visit the holy shrine or Kaaba once in a year, which they termed as Hajj Yatra. The Arabs, they were actually polytheist, means as we have just said that the Arabs were the tribal people, and every tribe, they have their own gods and goddesses, so they believed in many gods and they were more attached with the idols and shrines. That is, they were polytheist. And there Muhammad, he declared himself to be the messenger of God. Rasul is the term used for the messenger of God, and he, that is Prophet Muhammad, he commanded that Allah alone should be worshipped, and he also laid down some rituals which were very simple, and in that daily prayers and moral practices like distributing the alms and abstaining from theft, these were the main ideals of the ideals or the ways which were told by Prophet Muhammad. And there the main reason why Prophet was sent out of Mecca. As Prophet said that only one God, that is Allah, should be worshipped, and the tribal people, they were having different gods. So these tribal people, they started discriminating Prophet Muhammad, and as a result, after 10 years, that is in 622, Muhammad was forced to migrate with his followers to Medina. Muhammad, when he started preaching, he was keen to found Ummah, that is a class or community of believers or followers who will witness the existence of religion before God, and they will believe in only one God. They will not be polytheist. The Meccans or the people of Mecca, when they saw that Prophet is preaching what is against their rituals, or it will lead to a clash among the tribals, so they decided that Prophet has to go out of Mecca, and many people they became followers of Prophet Muhammad because these were those tribals who didn't got a chance to develop themselves or who were forbidden from the uh, growing trade and the settlements in cities. So these people they accepted the doctrine of Muhammad and they came to be known as Muslims because they wanted, these were the people who were not having any identity for them. That's why they accepted the doctrine of Prophet Muhammad and they came to be known as Muslims, as they were looking for a new common identity or new community identity. Why these people they became Muslims or they started following Prophet Muhammad? First reason I told that these were the people who were not getting any recognition due to expanding trade and increasing settlement in the city of Mecca. So these people became the followers of Muhammad. Also, Prophet Muhammad promised that they will get salvation on the day of judgment. That is, when they will die, they will reach salvation, and this was termed Qiyamah. And whatever resources during life were there, they will get a share of resources of the entire community. The Meccan people they started opposing Muhammad's doctrine and he was migrated to Medina with his followers in 622. And this journey of Prophet Muhammad from Mecca to Medina was known as Hijr, and this journey was regarded as the turning point in the world history, as this journey when it ended and Muhammad arrived in Medina, it marked the beginning of the Muslim calendar. And basically those who became Muslims they included the Mawalis, that is the people who didn't belong to any tribe and they were non-Arab individuals. So they became Muslims. In Medina, Prophet created a political order in which he promised his followers protection from external danger. He also promised protection from the political institutions like the state governments, and he also promised that he will be uh, his community will be saved or protected from outside, and they will be protected from any type of scratch from other religions that were prevailing in those times. So Muhammad created a political order and he gave his followers the protection which the followers require. He also resolved the city's ongoing civil strife, and the Ummah was converted into a wider community so that those who were polytheists they can be included, and the Jews of Medina they can be included in the Muslims, and that's how the political leadership of Muhammad was consolidated and the faith of his followers increased in Muhammad, and he refined the rituals like fasting and ethical principles. Muhammad's community, that is the Muslim community, it survived on agriculture and trade as well as alms tax, that is zakat. And the Muslims, Muhammad organized the Muslims into expeditionary raids on Meccan caravans, and those people who were living in the nearby oasis, the Prophet and his followers they started raiding those oases also. And these raids they created a distrust and a fear against the Muslims by those people who were living in Mecca, and that's why a breach with the Jews of Medina was created. After so many battles, Mecca was conquered and Muhammad he became a reputed religious preacher as well as a well known and well established political leader. That's all we have in this video. In the next videos we will see the caliphate expansion, the civil wars and the sect formation. Thank you and have a nice day.